You were tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Triple G Murata just ended. Triple G got a ninth round stoppage in the fight. Bring on Triple G. Canelo 3. It's going down. Had to jump on here. No Boxing First Vlog today. No VP Shane today. No Goodfellas podcast. This is just me wanting to talk to the people after watching that Triple G Murata fight. Big shout out to everybody. Going to give a couple minutes for people to get up in here. This is unannounced, all of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you just tapped in, y'all know how I do. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me correctly. If you hear me well, put a 1 in the comment section, and we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this fight, man. We're gonna talk about this Triple G Murata fight. Put a 1 in the comment section if you can hear me correctly. Andre Southgate in the building. My family right there. Big shout out to Andre Southgate. He gave me the 1. So that means we good to go. We just doing something new here. So we're gonna we just gonna put some highlights in the background of Triple G, and we're gonna get things started. But for the people that don't know, Triple G got a ninth round stoppage over Ryota Murata, and we have to talk about it. Hold on a second. Let me get let's get some good visuals going on right now. All right. We just seen Triple G get a ninth round stoppage over Ryota Murata. There was a turning point in the fight where Triple G hit Murata with a shot, knocked the mouthpiece out of Murata, and Murata seemed like he didn't want no more smoke after that. Seemed like he didn't want any problems after that. Not a lot of punches coming back from Murata during that process. And before I even continue, this video is from A Fight channel. Big shout out to them. Let me make this full screen. Hold on a second. No, this is full screen. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, Triple G, I think it was round 6. I think it was round 5 or round 6 where he knocked Ryota Murata's mouthpiece out. And pretty much after that, Triple G was just pretty much throwing what he wanted, landed what he wanted. Boxing Learner in the building. Big shout out to Boxing Learner. Yeah, congratulations to Triple G. To me, I don't know if he looked real bulky. Like he looked bulked up. You know what I'm saying? Murata fought well. Like he fought well first half of the fight. And once Triple G caught him with a shot, it kind of changed his opinion of how he wanted to fight that fight. Conrad in the building. Big shout out to Conrad, man. Said good fight. It was definitely a good fight. And I wish I could show actual highlights of the fight, but I don't want to take no chances. But the thing that's crazy is, matter of fact, what layout do I want? Let's see. I'm gonna go with that one. So yeah, it was definitely a good fight, but the shot that started changing everything for Triple G was that lead left hook. And the one thing Triple G does that's really, really great is he changes the trajectory of his hooks in mid-flight. So based off of how you have your guard, that's how he's gonna adjust his hook, basically in midair. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of uncanny how he does it. and it's really crazy. You know what I mean? Like he'll throw a hook like this, but if the guard is down, he'll lift it up, chop it down. Like his punch variety in terms of the angles in which he throws his shots is crazy. You can even look at these highlights and you can see he's throwing shots from different angles. And Triple G is he's catches a lot of flack, but he is a very skilled fighter, very skilled fighter, very skilled fighter, and the power is just, I mean, you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. I mean, look at this shot here. Like, how you get caught with a shot and then turn around and catch the guy and knock him down. Um, I'm bugging. I am bugging. My bad, y'all. Andre Southgate said, no doubt that Triple G power in both hands. Murata found that out with the left hook. Salute Conrad. Conrad, salute. Andre, salute. English guy in the building. Big shout out to English guy. He said that was way better than what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be action. I thought it was going to be action. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My bad, y'all. My bad. I had it on mute. That was my fault. Andre said I'm good to go. So, English guy, I thought the fight was going to be a action fight. I didn't think it was going to go 12. And Murata did everything he could. You know what I'm saying? Like he did everything he could, and he just, um, you know, you only can handle but so much of that power. You know what I'm saying? Um, Triple G power different. Even at 40 years old, his power is different. He looked, I don't know if it was just me, but let me know in the comment section. He looked bulked up. He looked heavy up top. Big shout out to my guy Matt, man. We all from in the building. Um, Man, it was a close fight going into round 6. Um, he hit Murata with a shot, knocked his mouthpiece out. Pretty much after that, Triple G had his way. Couldn't miss with the lead left hook. He was throwing it, just compact left hook. Kept on mixing up the shots, and Murata just couldn't take that power after a while. You know what I mean? But it was a good fight though, Matt. It was a good fight. Good fight. Conrad boxing Canelo could stop him in the first 4 rounds with body shots, but if it goes beyond that, it will be interesting. It's crazy, Conrad, because Canelo can't just sit there in front of Triple G. That's why he had problems in the first 2 fights. And then Triple G really decided to box. In that second fight, I just feel like he didn't get enough credit for it because of the build up to the fight. But I don't think Canelo can stop Triple G in the first 4 rounds. I don't think he can stop Triple G, period. That's a difficult matchup for Canelo. It's a difficult matchup for Canelo. There's some people, the most people have them, 1-1 in regards to their 2 fights. I thought Triple G won both fights. I'm not even gonna sit up here and fraud. I thought he won both fights. But that third fight is gonna be interesting. But I thought the first 2 fights was interesting as well. English guy, I thought Murata wouldn't be as competitive as he was, but probably because Golovkin was slow out the gate. Um, but the thing that's crazy is I thought Murata was going to be competitive early. It played like I thought it was going to play out. I thought Murata was going to be competitive early. Um, because he's the younger guy, he's the fresher guy. He was fighting at home, so that youthful energy I felt like was going to be the case throughout the first maybe 3-4 rounds of the fight, and they played out like I thought it did. Murata was very energetic in those first 4 rounds, competitive, um, coming forward, and Triple G stayed patient and figured some things out. Let's see, English guy, he did look big up top. Yeah, he Triple G definitely looked big up top. Um, looked real stocky up top, like he been like putting muscle on. Like he definitely, but the punches still look normal. Like he still looked like his regular Triple G with the shots. Conrad, did you notice Triple G fighting decent on the back foot? So Conrad, the thing about Triple G is he can he can survive going off the back foot in spots. He can't do it for long periods of time. Like you take the Derevianchenko fight. The Derevianchenko fight, he was the Derevianchenko fight, he had to he fought off the back foot for a good amount of time in that fight. And it didn't serve him very well. So I did notice that Conrad, he does it in spots. He needs to do it in spots. And that's the big thing with Triple G. If he's doing it in like maybe, you know, 30 seconds or less at a time, then he'll be successful. If he's doing it beyond that, he's gonna have problems. It's definitely not a strong suit. Andre Southgate, yeah, he was boat for sure. I think he knows he may need to stack on weight for Canelo trilogy. I believe Triple G will have to go up and weight for the trilogy. Yeah, he's definitely that's definitely a 168 fight. It's definitely a 168 fight. Canelo's not going down to 160. So that's definitely going to be a 168. And, advantage Canelo because Triple G, his weight is 160. Even though I think, he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine at 168, no doubt about it, But we're going to see what happens. Like I said, a lot of people feel like Canelo won the second fight and Triple G won the first one. I felt like Triple G won both of them. And this fight is not particularly hot in the boxing streets, but from a boxing hardcore standpoint, it's a very intriguing matchup. And there's a lot of people that want to see Canelo lose. And I'm like, Triple G is probably one of the few guys that has a legit shot of having him lose. So we're going to see how that plays out. We all from Canelo lost first. He said first 2 fights, shaking my damn head. I thought he did. I had Triple G 7-5 both times. I had Triple G 7-5 both times. But I mean, if you had a Canelo the other way, I mean, I can't really argue that. 7-5 each way, either way. I can't really argue that. I just thought Triple G did the better work in both fights. You know what I'm saying? The first fight, I think he was just beating Canelo to the punch. I think the second fight, Triple G just didn't get the respect he was supposed to get for, being on the back foot, boxing and throwing a jab and, not really playing into the whole Mexican style thing, even though he promoted it that way. English guy, I see a late stoppage for Canelo in the third fight. I hear a lot of people saying that, English guy. I hear a lot of people saying that, like, that he's going to get a stoppage in this fight. I don't see it. I don't see it. I think it's going 12. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Like Triple G is, man, I'm not gonna lie. The referee got in the way in the Derevianchenko fight. That's a fact. Derevianchenko, he looked like he was on his way to knocking Triple G down with them body shots. He had him with the bubble guts, you know what I'm saying, inside the ring. But referee got in the way and he was able to recover. But I just don't see Canelo getting a late stoppage against Triple G. I think it's going 12 again. And I think every time they can fight 100 times, I think it's going 12 or 100 times. Like they got 2 of the best chins in the sport. The endurance that they have is really good. Canelo fights at a slower pace. Triple G fights at a slower pace. So neither guy was really tired in either one of the fights. against each other. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting fight for sure. We all from. He said, "I hate this third fight." Yeah, I mean, I would have if it was up to me, man. I'd have went in a different direction. Like I would have preferred Canelo fighting somebody else, and I would have preferred um, Triple G to fight somebody else. If anything, I would have much rather maybe a Canelo versus Beterbiev if he can beat Bivol. And then for Triple G coming up to 168, I think him and like and I know the political ties and all that, so don't jump on me for this, but like him and like a David Benavidez would have been a great fight. A Triple G Caleb Plant would have been a great fight if they would have been able to, if Al would have sent one of them over to the zone. So um, me personally, as a hardcore fan, I'm curious to see what adjustments both guys are going to make because I think their styles, they stay within their styles so much they can fight each other 100 times and it's probably going to look similar 100 times. Like it's just a bunch of back and forth action. So it's going to be a good fight, but am I particularly excited about it? I'm going to say no. I'm not really excited about it. Like I'm not jumping out my seat for it. Andre Southgate, Canelo versus Bivol won't be easy though, in my opinion. Nah, not at all. Not at all. I think Bivol is one of the best fighters in the sport, and he is statistically he's one of the most efficient fighters to probably fight in the last 10, 15 years from a statistic standpoint. And Bivol is extremely good. Right? He is extremely good. Like he fights a lot like Triple G in a sense where it's methodical. It's nothing, really fancy about it, but everything is to the basics. Everything is effective. And Bivol is the second best 175-pounder in the world, and there's no getting around that. There's no getting around that. So you got to respect Canelo for taking that fight, taking on that challenge, and on top of that, not making him drop down below 175. He's on the medium at 175. Hopefully, there's no second weigh in like the morning of the fight. Hopefully that's not the case. And Bivol can rehydrate where he wants to rehydrate to. English guy, I gave Golovkin the first, second, could go either way. Yeah, I definitely gave the first fight to Triple G 7-5. Um, and I thought that fight was even though it was 7-5, I felt like it was an easy fight to score. Um, the second fight, like I said, I had a 7-5 Triple G. If somebody had a 6-6 and had it a draw, I can, I can understand that. That's no problem. Even if you had a Canelo, even if you had a Canelo 7-5 in that third fight, I mean the second fight, I can understand that as well. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on how you score rounds at the end of the day. Conrad, he was hurt to the body. Yeah. Triple G, I think I think you can get the Triple G's body if you stay consistent with it. But Canelo was so effective up top. I don't see him spending an enormous amount of time going to Triple G's body. Like Canelo loved the headshots. He goes to the body a lot, but he loved the headshots though. So he won't consistently be down there on the body with Triple G. English guy, he said I hate it too. Yeah, bro. I'm not jumping off the couch with this one. Like I'm really not jumping off the couch. Andre Southgate, yeah, gave Triple G the win on both as well. After watching it back numerous times, it was close though. Both fights was close. Like both fights was close. Definitely both fights was close. Some people had Canelo winning both fights. Some people feel like it was 1-1. Some people feel like Triple G won both fights. You know what I'm saying? But you rarely hear people say they thought Canelo won both fights. You rarely hear that. Like it's either 1-1 or Triple G won both of them. L Dub, what's good, man? L Dub, the plug in the building, man. I knew you was up watching the fight, bro. You was on Twitter doing your thing. Big shout out to L Dub, the plug, man. One of the best doing it. One of the best insiders doing it. Big shout out to LW, the plug. English guy, it could definitely go 12, but the body shots from Derevianchenko and from Murata clearly hurt him. I just see since the second fight, a lot of time passed, etc. So I'll definitely put a few dollars on Nelo's stoppage. English guy, depending on what the numbers look like. I mean, if it's good odds on it, I would throw a couple dollars on it. If it's good odds, I would say if it's like I would say maybe 4-1 odds, something like that. The odds got to be good for me to take that. The odds got to be good for me to take that because I think it's going 12, but um, them body shots, it's almost like it almost like the vibe of like when Keith Thurman gets caught with body shots. Like he gets caught with body shots, you know he don't like them body shots. The body shots hurt him, but he always survived. He always survived. So it seemed like Triple G last couple fights, he been getting touched to the body, but he seemed like he's surviving. And that's the name of the game in boxing. If you hurt, you survive until you recover, and that's what Triple G does. Jamie Leroy in the building. What's going on, good brother? Said Murata gave Triple G a good fight. Yeah, definitely, definitely. First 5 rounds of the fight, highly competitive. But I felt like it was that you. I think he fought like the first 3 rounds just off of adrenaline alone. And when you fight off of adrenaline, your energy is not gonna be the same long term because you spent so much energy in the beginning of the fight. And I think that had part to do with it. But he was definitely on just raw emotions and you just youthfulness in the first 3-4 rounds of the fight. But Murata did good. He did a good job up until round 6, and then everything just turned for the worse. Uh, English guy, that's true about Thurman. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people criticize Thurman. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, he's soft to the body," and this, that, and the third. I mean, if you think about it, he's never been he's been sent running around the ring and all of that with body shots, but he's never been like knocked down or knocked out from a body shot. Like he's gotten in trouble from a body shot, but he's never going down from a body shot. Like he finds a way to survive. Chris G, my boxing son, in the building. Big shout out to Chris G. He said Triple G lost the first 4 rounds. That scared me. Yeah, Murata was in there doing this thing. Like he was doing this thing. It almost looked strategic looking back at it from Triple G. It almost looked like he wanted, like he was trying to get Murata into the later rounds, which is a strategy that usually a 40-year-old don't have because they trying to, work as little as possible. But everything worked out for him. Everything worked out for him. The one punch that I was impressed with the most was that lead left hook that Triple G was throwing. That lead compact left hook. And he was throwing that left hook the same way that Ugas was throwing his right hand against Pacquiao. Like he wasn't throwing it for power per se. He was throwing it to land it. So he was throwing the hook based off of how Murata's defense was. If he had his defense like this, he was coming around this hand. If he had it tight, then he was shortening up the shot and it was coming in front of his face. So he was just doing he was throwing a variety of left hooks. And that's what opened up the fight for him. Let's see, Triple G looked like every shot was bothering him that landed on him. Murata could crack. Like Murata got smoke in them gloves. Like he definitely got smoke in them gloves. I definitely feel like he was feeling those shots for sure. So I agree. I agree, Chris. Chris, for sure. Conrad, the lead left hook is Triple G's signature punch. That lead left hook with this fight, usually when he's in a really, really good flow inside the ring, Triple G, it'll be a launching point for Triple G, and it's almost like he's leaping into the left hook. He was just standing still and just going boom, boom. And then sometimes he was changing it up. Sometimes it'll be straight like this, And then sometimes he was throwing it like this and it was chopping down on it. He's one of the best at doing that as well. Like he chops down on his hooks, like he chops down on it. Like, because you can throw it like this, you could throw it like a 45 shot, or you could throw it like up top and chop it down. And Triple G does all three. He does all three of them very well. Joseph Gwilt in the building, season 1 winner of the Boxing Prediction Fantasy League. My guy, he said, I don't love the trilogy, but I don't hate it. And closer to the time, I will get more into it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a big fan of it right now. But like you said, as when it gets closer, then and Canelo still got to get past Bivol. He still got to get past Bivol. Like, I think Canelo beats Bivol simply because I don't see Bivol winning on the cards, and I don't see Bivol knocking out Canelo. So I'm like, how is he gonna win? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is he gonna win that fight? I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna be scoring that fight for sure. I'm definitely gonna be scoring that fight. Andre Southgate, yeah, I saw that hook was a game changer, no doubt. Murata found out how hard Triple G hits with the left. It's just, hey, Andre, it goes to show how crazy Canelo Chin is. Like, to go a full 24 rounds with Triple G and not really get hurt all like that against Triple G, like, Canelo got one of the best chins I've ever seen. Like, nothing phases him at all. Jamie Leroy, Triple G looks like $1 million body wise, but that age is definitely catching up with him. I'll say this, Jamie. I'll say this about Triple G. Triple G fought like he always fought like an old man. Like, he always fought like somebody uncle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll just come in, he'll throw a bunch of different shots, a lot of variety on his shots, and his power just pulls him through. And that's how Triple G has always fought. So he's gonna be able to actually fight probably into his 40s if he wants to. He could probably fight until he's 43, 44 years old because the power is the last thing to go. And with his style, everything is compact anyway. So he's going to be able to fight for another 3-4 years if he decides to do so. Triple G, that was 50-50 ring rust to age. You can make that claim. You can make that claim. I think ring rust, I think age, and then I think his body type was different for this fight. He was, in my opinion, he was a lot more bulky up top. He was definitely a lot more bulky up top. And that was something I noticed like immediately. I noticed that immediately about Triple G. But let me know in the comment section what y'all think about Triple G and how his physique looked. He just looked stronger up top. He looked stronger up top. Let me know if y'all thought he looked normal or y'all thought he looked a little more bulkier up top around the chest area from here up. Andre Southgate, yeah, those looping shots are lethal. Yeah, it takes a different type of fighter to land those hooks because he's changing the trajectory of the hook in midair. So when he's throwing it, like I said before, if the fighter got his hands like this, like earmuffs, then he's bringing that hook towards the front of the guy's face. If he has his hands up, but there's space in between, he's looping it to where it's coming around. It's coming around the guard. It's not every fighter can do that. It's definitely something that fighters need to learn how to do. And the only thing I really see fighters doing, like if they got a guy on the ropes and a guy not really throwing nothing back, what they'll do is they'll pull the one hand down and then try to throw the hook. So they'll go like this and throw the hook. And that's what they do. But Triple G actually gets it done without pulling the arm down. He just changes the angle of a shot. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beautiful thing about watching Triple G, his punch variety. Big shout out to Pink Furry Goddess. Big shout out to you, baby girl. Murata's style was tailor-made for Gennady. He refused to move his head. He was getting hit hard, flush from Golovkin early and often, in the accumulation of shots added up in round 9. Yeah, you can't just sit there and just take shots from Triple G. Like, you can't just sit up there and take shots from Triple G. Like, he got different type power. Like, you know, Triple G got that type of power. He make you change your travel plans. Straight up, he make you change your travel plans with that type power. But Pink Furry Goddess, you 100% correct. Murata's style was tailor made for Triple G. It was just how long was he going to be able to stay competitive with that youthful energy, and it was basically 5 rounds. It was basically 5 rounds. Andre Southgate, Canelo did get rocked once in that second fight against Triple G, but I agree. Got to give Canelo credit. Hell of a chin. Yeah, Canelo chin is next level. Like he's able to do what he do because his chin is so well. I've seen him hurt maybe like twice or 3 times in his career. I've seen him hurt like legit hurt 3 times in his career, and it was only for a couple seconds. Uh, Andre Triple G looked bigger up top, no doubt. Yeah, I thought it was. I ain't think. I thought it was pretty obvious. Like Triple G was real bulky up top. Like he was real bulky up top. And I don't know if they have. I don't know if they have VADA testing. Obviously, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. But I don't know if they have VADA testing or not. But he looked real bulky up top, man. He looked real bulky up top. Jamie Leroy said 100% Jeff Triple G definitely looked more bulky than usual. Yeah, he definitely was looked like he was in the weight room, something crazy. Because when he came into the fight, you can even tell like the chest area was more like extended out, and then his shoulders was more broad. It was like Triple G already had like strong shoulders, but it was like from his shoulders was like this, and then for this fight, it was like this. You know what I mean? Like, so he definitely looked more. He looked more bulky, looked more stocky. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I don't know if they had, like I said, I don't know if they had VADA testing for this fight. I mean, Triple G has fought under VADA before. I think he's a clean fighter. I think Murata's a clean fighter. I just think Triple G just has that type of power that just you don't run into every day of the week. In the gyms, his power is different. His power is different. That's why I'm mad that he didn't fight like Charlo and Andre, things like that. I wanted to see how those guys was going to respond once they get touched by a shot from Triple G, and how Triple G was going to adjust to that movement and the versatility that those guys had as well. But for the people just tuning in, Triple G got a knife round stoppage over Murata in a action fight. I thought Murata was doing well. First 5 rounds of the fight, you can say he was ahead for after the first 4 rounds of the fight for sure. And Triple G hit Murata with a shot, and he hit Murata with a shot, knocked his mouthpiece out, and pretty much after that, Murata looked like he wasn't interested in really scrapping at that point. Like he was fighting in spots, but he was only fighting to keep the guy off of him. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. He was fighting to keep the guy off of him. Hold on just a second, my peoples. Give me just a second. I want to pull these highlights up. This is from A Fight Channel. Big shout out to A Fight Channel. We're gonna take a look at some of these highlights from Triple G real quick. Get these up and going. Just a second. And make this full screen real quick. There we go. And what I actually want to show y'all is the punch variety that Triple G has. It's the punch variety for me. The way he throws his shots, the angles. You see the angles in which he's throwing his shots. He never forgets about the body, neither. Never forgets about the body. And this video is simply to show the punch variety, like the angles. See, that's a perfect body shot right there. Perfect body shot. And you see he throws shots, set up shots to get the shot that he wants. He's one of the few guys in the sport that actually throws shots up top to really get the shots to the body. That's the shots that he really wants. And I know these are old clips. These are old clips, but the punch variety is still the same. You see that? You see how the hook is chopping, like it's coming downward. You see that? That's you can't like a lot of guys don't have that in their arsenal, and Triple G gets a lot of hate, but man, that punch variety is for real, and you can make up for a lack of speed when you got punch variety. You understand what I'm saying? So let me get in here real quick. Pink Furry Goddess Murata was getting hit by so many jabs. It was ridiculous. Thudding ones as well. I agree. I agree. I agree 100%. Um, he was, and the thing is, Triple G don't throw no throwaway jabs. He don't throw no throwaway jabs. Like he's literally throwing everything's power. Everything's power. All he does is really just change the angles and the trajectory of his shots, but everything is a power shot. Everything is a power shot. Big shout out to Will Stokes, man. Winner of the season 2 of the Boxing Prediction Fantasy League, man. Will Stokes said, "Hey, bro, 6 a.m. here, going back to bed." He said, "LOL, just wanted to check in." Hey, man, appreciate you checking in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Um, English guy. He said, how good Golovkin jab is, you can't allow that. He's got the highest connect rate of any boxer with the jab, and it's basically a power shot. Yeah, Triple G's jab is definitely a power shot. His jab is definitely a power shot, and you can't get hit with too many of them things. But as you even see in these highlights, even with Curtis Stevens, look, everything is compact. Everything is compact. Even as defensively is compact. You know what I'm saying? Look at the hooks. You see how he makes sure his hooks always gets around the guard. Guy's hands be up. He just brings the hook around the guard. He brings the hook around the guard. He's one of the best in the sport at doing that. One of the best in the sport at doing that. No doubt about it. Will Stokes, good win for Triple G at 40, and especially since he did it in the Lions Den. Yeah, and people need to realize he did it on the road too. He did it on the road, went to Murata's home turf because that's where the bread was at. And he went in there and did what he had to do. But when you had the power of Triple G, you can go to other guys' backyards because you thinking like it's not going to go to the cards anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he can take a risk like that. But like somebody that got like a Paulie Malignaggi type power, like he don't need to be fighting on the road because he can't get a guy up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He can't get a guy up out of there at all. English guy, maybe Golovkin's been on the taco diet. He might, I don't know, bro. He definitely was stocky up top, man. He definitely was stocky up top. Hold on a second, y'all. Matter of fact, this is another fight. Hold on a second. Will Stokes. He said, "Imagine Triple G becomes undisputed at middleweight before he retires. Yeah, that'd be dope. It'd be dope, man. I'm all for unification, man. I know Shane talk about it all the time, but I'm down for it too. Joseph Wilt to get that much bigger but stay at the same weight. Wouldn't he need to lose weight in another area, i.e., his legs?" I'm glad you asked that question because if you ask some people that's into like fitness and things like that, you can you can build you can build muscle, but yes, if you're staying at that same weight, if you're building muscle up top, yes, you're losing weight somewhere. So and a lot of times when you lifting weights, you're losing weight. You can lose weight by lifting. You can lose weight by lifting. So it's just, right strength and conditioning coach. You could definitely get more bulked up and still keep around your same weight. But usually when guys bulk up top like that, you're expecting for them to go up another weight class. So it was but Joseph, that's a good point though. He might have lost it in his legs too, but that might be part of the reason why he's not taking the body shots as well because he's getting bulkier up top and he's losing a little something in the legs. Usually your legs is the first thing to go, like the older you get. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Andre Southgate agreed, but was expecting Triple G to dominate with the jab. He's really good at the power jab that knocked down his last opponent. Showed how effective the jab is. Rosado saying it feels like a right. Yeah, listen. I ain't gonna lie. Hold on. Cause I'm gonna pull up this. I think you was talking about the Sarah Meta fight, and I got it queued up. Hold on a second. I got it queued up. Hold on, just a moment for me. Share this screen real quick. My bad. Share. See, I'm starting to maneuver around, start showing these highlights and things like that. So now this is the Sarah Meta fight. This is the Sarah Meta fight, so you can really see the effectiveness of the jab with this fight. This is a DAZN video, so big shout out to DAZN. This video is for commentary, which is allowed under the Fair Use Act. So please don't shut your boy down. We're just doing some commentary here. But you can look at the highlights on here, and this is the fight against Sarah Meta. I think this was his last fight. It was before the Murata fight. But if you look at it, Sarah Meta was just standing. He's standing right in front of him. Like he's standing right in front of him. Like this is a no-go. Like you don't stand in front of Triple G. And again, the thing that makes Triple G special in a sense is not only the power. You know, the power defines everything, but he got a lot of basics and a lot of variety. If you look at his jab, he's always throwing the jab upward. You see, look at that uppercut, sneaky uppercut. But a lot of his combinations ends in the body shot. You see that hook? Come on, y'all. Come on. I got to show that again. I got to show that again. Look at the hook. Like, and one more time. I got to show that one more time because you got to look at the positioning in which Triple G, watch where his head is when he throws this hook. He's completely out of range. He's getting maximum leverage on his hook, and he can't catch. Sarah Meta couldn't catch him defensively because he was squatted halfway down. Look at that. See? Perfect. Like those are the things that Triple G does that he doesn't get the credit for. He doesn't get the credit for those things, but there's a lot of basic things that he does that's special. You know, that's special inside the ring. But Andre Southgate, going back to your comment, in the gym, a guy's jab can be so dominant and so powerful. The other guy, the guy that's getting caught with the jab, they're almost inviting the hook. They're almost inviting the right hand so they won't get hit with the jab so much. Some guys' jabs are power shots. English guy, kind of like Kovalev and Beterbiev's jab is a power shot. Yeah, Kovalev's jab was definitely a power shot. Beterbiev's jab is a power shot. I'm trying to think who else jab. Like even like back in the day, like George Foreman, like his jab was a power shot. You know, so I mean Joe Joyce, his jab is a power shot. Andre Southgate can watch that footage all day for middleweight that hits like that, brings excitement for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing. Tell me, listen, put a 1 in the comment section if y'all like the visuals to go along with these lives and these podcasts and stuff. I feel like I'll be explaining things and I just never added the visuals to it. So like bringing up highlights and things like that as we're talking. Let me know. Put a 1 in the comment section if you like seeing the visuals along with the talk, or put a 2 in there if you don't like it. Put a 1 in there if you like it, put a 2 if you don't like it, because we're trying to improve what we have going on. And I know Vlog not here right now. I know Shane not here right now, but we've been talking about implementing different things. So let me know what y'all think about that, because this is your channel just as much as it's my channel. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think for sure. Rosado's face, English guy, that was like the beatdown of all beatdowns, man. Like I remember that fight vividly. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that's crazy, English guy, is Rosado didn't even have to take that fight. He had a championship fight set up. He was I think he was a mandatory in the in the weight class below at 154. He decided to jump up to face Triple G. I was like, that decision was as crazy as Kell Brook fighting Triple G. You know what I'm saying? But I remember that fight vividly, man, like vividly. Hold on a second, y'all. Let's on pause real quick. Joseph Gwilt, I find it really hard, slow, and awkward to throw that chopping down shot. And the thing is, Joseph, he gets good velocity on it too. Like it's quick. It's not slow like this, and he's chopping down. Like he's literally boom. Like he's throwing his shots, jab, uppercut, boom. You know what I'm saying? Or he might go jab, hook, boom. Like everything is short and compact, and nothing's wide. When your shots are wide, it take longer to get to the target. When you throwing it here like that, you get to the target a lot quicker. So imagine you throwing it compact and you're throwing down. So you're going like this. You're not going. You understand what I'm saying? Blaze Philly 215. He said, "What's good, bro?" Blaze Philly 215. Big shout out to you, bro. I ain't talked to you in a minute, man. What's going on with you, man? Everything good? Pink Furry Goddess. I believe Demetrius Andrade would make Gennady look very bad based on what I saw this morning. That's the style Murata needed. So, Pink Furry Goddess, that's one of them fights. I would really have one question. How is Andrade going to respond once he starts feeling Triple G's power? Is he going to continue to fight like Andrade? Because if that's the case, then I think Andrade wins that fight. But usually when Triple G start landing consistent shots, usually, like I said, people change their travel plans. So, but if Andrade doesn't change his game plan during the course of the fight, yeah, I think Andrade would outbox Triple G, especially with the movement. But Triple G power different. For sure. Andre Southgate, Andrade is no joke for sure. I love Andrade, man. He's one of the most duck fighters probably in the last 10 years, in my opinion. I think he's one of the most duck fighters in the last 10 years. English guy, Lennox Lewis jab was nasty too. Lennox Lewis had one of the best jabs in heavyweight history, man. Like Lennox Lewis jab was just unbelievable. Unbelievable jab by Lennox Lewis. And actually when he got most of his big victories, that's how they started off, with that jab. You know what I'm saying? English guy, visuals for breakdowns is great. Appreciate that. Like I said, we're gonna start implementing different things, but I definitely want to get you guys' opinion. L Dub the plug said Jamal Charlo's jab at 154 used to be like a right hand, not so much at 160. Agreed. Jamal Charlo's jab at 154. Actually, he knocked J-Rock down with a jab at 154. And he hurt J-Rock with that jab too. And J-Rock was getting clowned. He was getting clowned because he got knocked down with a jab. But I'm like, yo, Jamal Charlo's jab is like a right hand. It's like a right hand. English guy put a 1. Appreciate you. Said true. Klitschko's jab too. Yeah, Vlad Klitschko's jab was effective, but he threw it with purpose, but not far behind. He threw it to keep the distance because he was a jab and grab guy. So he'll be like, and you know what, I'm gonna get to you, L Dub, in a second. So with Klitschko would throw the jab, he'll throw the jab, give you a hug. Throw the right hand, give you a hug. Throw the jab again, give you a hug. And that's the jab and grab style. So later on in Bernard Hopkins' career, even earlier in Bernard Hopkins' career, depending on who he was fighting, if he was fighting a power guy, like when he was fighting like Antoine Eccles and guys like that, jab, grab, jab, straight right hand, grab. And that was his, he's getting his shots off, but he's clinching a lot. You know what I mean? So he's minimizing his opponent's opportunities to actually respond because he's jab or 1-2, 1-2, grab, hug. You know what I'm saying? English guy, Andre would just run from Triple G. See, English guy, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know what Andre would do offensively against Triple G once he starts feeling that power. Will Andre be assertive in a fight against Triple G once he starts feeling those shots? I'm telling you, so Triple G's power is not normal. Like he got different type power. He has different type power, man. Like, and that's the one thing I would be curious about with Andre, because I feel like Andre's the more skilled fighter. He's better. He got better feet. He's quicker. He's more athletic. So he has a lot of things going for himself going into a fight with Triple G. But when you facing a power guy, what is going to happen when you feel that power? What business decision are you going to make? Are you going to stand there and still fight your fight, or you going to make a business decision and basically play defensive the rest of the fight? What are you going to do? You understand what I'm saying? What are you going to do? L Dub, he said, put a 1. Appreciate you, bro. And to be honest with you, L Dub, I'm not even gonna lie, man. Doing the live with you, the live we did a couple weeks ago when the PBC announcements came out, watching your video and Bruce Gas videos, it kind of just, I was like, you know what, I gotta start adding visuals to my to these podcasts, man. So big shout out to L Dub the plug and Bruce Gas for basically, you know, putting a visual in front of me and seeing how I can improve my, you know, my situation. So big shout out to LW the plug. English guy Andre could land pot shots on Golovkin, but I don't think he's got enough pop to even bother Golovkin. So he'll just he just would have tried to move. That's what English guy, that's what I'm talking about. So it's two things. What's gonna happen when Andre feel that power? And then what's going to happen if Andre is throwing heavy shots and Triple G's like walking right through him? So there are elements to that fight that's intriguing because of Triple G's power. But the thing is, Triple G is going to have to catch Andre as well. You want to catch it. It's an interesting fight. L Dub boxing, Triple G leans in the uppercuts. Andre has a good one, and it comes from different angles. That's true. That's true. And the thing about L Dub, that's a great point, because with Andre's uppercut, what he does, he doesn't have to necessarily be on the inside neither. A lot of times he could be mid range and he's leaning in, he's coming in, he's closing the gap from mid range and getting up close and actually ripping that uppercut. So he'll be leaning forward and rip that uppercut. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he throws it from different angles. I think his last 2-3 fights, he got his guys in trouble with lead uppercuts. And traditionally, you're not supposed to throw a lead uppercut, but because he's so athletic and his feet are so good, he can get away with it. L the plug, appreciate you, bro, for real. Pink Furry Goddess, Demetrius would never abandon his defense. Murata took punishment for 9 rounds straight, making Gennady miss a lot of heavy shots would slow him down and frustrate him. But Pink Furry Goddess, that's what you got to do with a power guy. That's what you got to do with a power guy. You got to make him miss. You got to make him miss. You got to make him pay. And I say this all the time, Pink Furry Goddess, you've been watching this channel for a minute. And I say this all the time. When you're facing a power guy, your main objective is to make that power guy think. Make that power guy think about walking in that front door. Make him think about walking in that front door. Like, what's behind that front door once I walk in it? You understand what I'm saying? English guy, he said that's true. It would be a stinker of a fight, though. It depends. It depends on what Andre does. Andre can make that fight very interesting. He can make that fight very interesting. But I don't want to see Triple G against a serious mover either. But that's what it's going to take to beat a Triple G. Like, you got to be able to be light on your feet, get your shots in and get out. You can't be standing there taking shots. You know what I'm saying? You can't just stand there just be taking shots from Triple G. Like, it's not good business. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not good business. Bruce Gas in the building, man. He says, salute my brother G5FTV. I just brought you up, bro. I'm starting to put visuals in the content now, in the podcast and in the lives, man. You're part of the motivation. You and L Dub, y'all been showing visuals. And if you're not subscribed to L Dub channel, definitely subscribe to L Dub. If you're not subscribed to Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more, please go subscribe, man. Like, I've been watching a lot of those lives, and he's showing old school Tuesday night fights, and it's taking me back to my childhood. Like, I was raised off of Tuesday night fights. Sean O'Grady, was one of the announcers, man. Like, they had one of the best announcing crews of all time. So that's where I kind of got the idea from, to add some visuals to some of these podcasts. So big shout out to Bruce Gas and L the plug, man. Those are my boxing brothers for real. English guy was crazy with Andre. He has those early knockdowns too, but he doesn't carry the power late. So here's the thing. Andre is very difficult to deal with early. He is extremely difficult to deal with early because not only do you got to deal with the speed, the hand speed, you got to deal with the foot speed. Then you got to deal with the angles, and then you got to deal with the angles in which the shots come. Andre within the first 4 rounds is damn near invincible in the first 4 rounds of a fight. Like he is damn near invincible. It takes you a long time to get adjusted to Andre. Like he's a cheat code like the first 4 rounds. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see him getting so many guys in trouble. L Dub, salute, bro. Always enjoy the content. Hey, bro, I appreciate you, man. $5 super chat. You're one of the like I said, man. It's only a couple guys I'm checking for, man. You, Bruce Gas, of course, my guys, of course. Stay ready and a couple other guys, YSM. It's very few guys I'm checking for, man. But y'all like in my top 5 for real, man, for sure. English guy is true, but Andre hasn't ever made a fight interesting. It's the main reason why he doesn't get the respect he feels he deserves. So, English guy to respond to that, that ends up being the case with a lot of southpaws. A lot of southpaws that are good technically gets that label. You can go to, go to like a Devin Alexander. Devin Alexander was a really good southpaw, but he was never, labeled as an exciting fighter. Andre, same thing. There's other southpaws that are fleet of foot and they really show their boxing skills and they just, they get that label. You know what I'm saying? I don't even get mad when people say it because I'm like, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Bruce Schools, appreciate it. Hey man, appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I think we all just motivating each other at the end of the day. Bruce School, L Dub, salute to Bruce Schools. Bruce Schools, salute to L Dub Boxing. Yeah, so it's for the people that's just tuning in, man. Triple G gets a 9th round stoppage over Ryota Murata. Murata did good early. I just think it was that youthful energy that got him through the first couple rounds of the fight, but eventually the skill, the consistency of the shots, the power of the shots, and Murata, the main thing, Murata didn't keep his head off the line. He did not keep his head off the line. Like he tried to get below shots, but Triple G got a sneaky little uppercut to keep you, and you can throw us, of course you're throwing every punch to land, but when you throw that uppercut, you can throw the uppercut to land, but you can also throw that uppercut to keep your guy centered. You know what I'm saying? To keep him thinking. So if he's leaning in a little bit, pop a little uppercut, lift his head back up. Usually, if you lift his head back up, if you come in with a hook right after it, he can't keep his head off the line. His head should be right there. His head should be right there. You know what I'm saying? Pink Furry Goddess, Harrison versus Sergio. What are your thoughts? Pink Furry Goddess, listen, I was going to go Sergio Garcia all the way up until I seen him getting ready to fight Luis Arias at the press conference. And I'm going to tell you why that swayed me, because it has nothing to do with Garcia. Tony Harrison, I haven't seen that fire since the Charlo fight. I haven't seen him like really in his Detroit bag, like really like talking his shit and really just on that Detroit shit. And I haven't seen it in a while. And I'm watching the press conference. He jumped into the crowd. He's trying to get at Arias. And I'm like, yo, that's the Tony Harrison I want to see. And from a betting standpoint, Tony Harrison, like a play, he's a 2-1 underdog against Sergio Garcia. And let's get it clear. Tony Harrison is the more skilled fighter. He's the more accomplished fighter. But I get why people like Sergio Garcia in this fight because of the power, because of the pressure, and because if Tony Harrison's losing, he's going to lose via stoppage. He's going to lose via stoppage, or he's going to lose in the later rounds because he's gassing. That's just that's been his MO when he's been in trouble in fights or if he's lost fights. So I think from a betting perspective, Tony Harrison 2-1 dog, you got to take that. I'm gonna throw some beer money on Tony Harrison for real. But Sergio Garcia is the favorite in the fight for a reason, and it's gonna be up to Tony Harrison to put on basically a boxing masterpiece. He needed to dip back into his bag from maybe 3-4 years ago, where I would have picked Tony Harrison to beat anybody at 154 in a boxing match. Anybody at 154 in a boxing match. Like every fight that he's been in, he dominates when he's boxing. When he get caught up into that, slugging and all that other bullshit, that's when he gets in trouble. When he keeps it strictly boxing, jab, jab, jab. And then when a guy commits, he's throwing 3-4 punch combinations, keeping guys at a distance, not working too hard throughout the rounds. Tony Harrison can be a serious problem, and it really depends on his mindset going into the fight. Is he going to go in trying to impress the fans, or he going to go in and try to handle business? You know what I'm saying? If he goes in just on his technical vibe and he's trying to handle business, he got a legit shot in this fight. I think it could be a 50-50 fight if Tony's on his game. If Tony's on his game, he can win that fight. Pink, he was kicking Jermell Charlo's butt until he got caught with that left hook. So I'm assuming you're talking about that second fight. So I had Tony Harrison winning like 4 rounds straight. I had that fight almost even going into the 10th. And then Charlo caught him with that shot, but he was dogging Charlo like the middle rounds. He was dogging Charlo. Like Tony Harrison is a good fighter, man. Like I'm worried about what is his mental mindset going into the fight. Like he got knocked down early in that second fight against Charlo, but then he bit down and he actually started walking down Charlo. But he was doing it very intelligently. Everything was behind the jab, high guard. He was making sure he was winning the battle with the footwork. You listen, there's a footwork battle with 2 orthodox guys as well. Don't think it's just orthodox southpaw and somebody got to win the battle with the footwork. No, like you want to have good foot position before you start throwing your shots, even if it's an orthodox versus an orthodox fighter. And that's what Tony Harrison was doing. So him jumping in the crowd, going at Luis Arias, it showed me that that's old Tony. Like that's old Tony Harrison. You know what I mean? Talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just intense. That's what I was looking for. So I really I think I'm gonna put a couple dollars on Tony Harrison. I ain't even gonna front, man. I think I'm gonna put a couple dollars on Tony Harrison. English guy, I get it, can be tough for southpaws because their advantage is to make the fight awkward. So English guy, a southpaw is used to when a southpaw fights an orthodox fighter, it's the orthodox fighter's responsibility to get adjusted to the southpaw. Southpaws are used to fighting orthodox fighters. They're not used to fighting southpaws. Just like orthodox fighters are used to fighting orthodox fighters, they're not used to fighting southpaws. So the responsibility is on the orthodox fighter to adjust to the southpaw. You know what I'm saying? Not the other way around, is because the lack of familiarity with most fighters when it comes down to fighting southpaws. So yeah, it can be difficult, but a slick southpaw against an orthodox fighter that's not winning in the battle of the footwork can make a orthodox fighter look like a fool in there. You know what I'm saying? I got another question. Do y'all like the top? I know y'all are all over the place. Some people from the States. I know Joseph Wilder's from Thailand, and his guys from different places. Is this a good time for me to go live? Like I've been on for about an hour. Is this a good time for me to go live or to do a podcast during this time? Because I know I started around 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Put a 1 in the comment section if y'all like for us to start going live around this time. Because I know a lot of times you guys catch the playback of the Goodfellas podcast because of the time that we go on. So let me know if this is a good time for us to go live during the week, just the weekends. Like, what do y'all like the start time from this live? Let me know, because we're trying to make some adjustments. We're trying to make things a little better. Hold on, English guy, but sooner or later, Andre has to make some kind of statement in a fight, and then he just ends up in one born ugly fight after another. So, English guy, you know what it seems like with Andre, like once he's dominating the first half of the fight, it's almost like the second half of the fight, he doesn't go through the same process to get his guys in trouble as he did earlier in the fight. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he will go through a process to get his guys in trouble. I think later on, like, he be knowing he be having a fight in the bag, and he just don't take as many risks late. So I do understand what you're saying, but that still don't take away the fact that Andre is a very good fighter. Very good fighter. Exactly. I rate Harrison, but he fights dumb sometimes. Exactly, bro. Exactly. He fights. Yo, when he and it's kind of like Charlo with Jermell. When Jermell fights with his emotions, he don't fight well. He don't fight well. When he fought Tony Harrison in the first fight, and I thought Jermell won the first fight against Tony Harrison, he didn't fight well because emotionally he was invested. He was invested in that fight. You even take the unification fight. Jermell didn't fight smart. When he fought Castano, he didn't fight smart. He was fighting off the ropes. And I'm like, why are you fighting off the ropes? And he was emotionally, like, sometimes he leaves his IQ, his boxing IQ in the locker room. And I don't be understanding it. But Tony Harrison does the same thing sometimes. If they bring their boxing IQ in the ring, it's very few people that's going to touch them. And I feel that way about Tony Harrison. Conrad said on weekends, yes. Hey, listen, say less, man. And I can do this. I can do this on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, early, like around this time, around 9 o'clock my time, the time that I started this one. I can do that on the weekends, man. So I might be able to add this on. English guy put a 1. He said, works for me on a Saturday. Okay, so listen, I can do Saturdays. I can do Saturdays. Now, a lot of times it might just be me on here, but I ain't got no problem being on here solo. I'll cook up, do whatever I need to do. Conrad put a 1. Hey, Conrad, do you want me to do it just on the weekend, just on a Saturday and a Sunday, and just keep the Goodfellas podcast at that time? Let me know. It says, saying that, I got to tap out. Good stuff. English guy, appreciate you, man. I ain't going to be on here much longer. I just wanted to tap in. He said, during the week, good for me too, but difficult for people who can't work at home. Yeah, I appreciate that input, man. Bruce Gould said, whenever I get a notification, I'm here if possible. So yeah, Bruce Gas, appreciate you, bro. I think I'm gonna start adding this on Saturdays. I'm gonna start adding this, but like I said, I might be solo, but I got such a good vibe with Vlog and Shane. A lot of times I just don't jump on here because I be wanting to jump on with them, but I'm about to start getting back in my bag and start jumping on here solo like I used to. I'm about to start doing that. Andre Southgate, Tony Harrison lost that fight. Tony Harrison, I think you're talking about the first Charlo fight. I thought he lost the first Charlo fight. And the thing that's crazy, Vlog called me and was like, bro, I think Tony Harrison won that fight. I think they got it right. And I think Teddy Atlas came out the next day and said he thought Tony Harrison won that fight. You know what I'm saying? Andre Southgate, I'll try to tune in. G5 is 2 a.m. where I am at. That's a loyal fan of the channel. Great content. Nah, that's love, bro. That's love, bro. It's 2 a.m. where you at. So you are 8 hours. Hold on. Are you behind me or ahead? Because it's 10 o'clock a.m. where I'm at. I think you might be ahead. You might be ahead, but nah, that's love, bro. And I appreciate it, man. Like, and go subscribe to Andre Southgate channel, man. Go subscribe. And the thing about these channels, I be so busy when I get a chance to get to the channel and get to the content, I'll listen to all of it at once. It might be like a week, 2 weeks worth of content. I'll go just run through them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna support anybody that support me. And I'm like, if you got good content, I don't care if you support me or not. If you got good content, man, I'm rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but we're gonna close this one out, man. Hour 8 minutes strong on a Saturday, man. Like this was, I just wasn't playing nothing. Like I just wanted to jump on, talk some Triple G, Murata. We got Triple G and Canelo coming up next if Canelo gets past Bivol, which I believe he will get past Bivol, but it's only because I don't think Bivol was gonna get a decision. When you sign a guy like Canelo for the 2-fight deal that DAZN signed him for, trust and believe, he gonna have them judges in his back pocket. Like Bivol was down 3 rounds to nothing right now. They haven't even got to the weigh-in yet. He's down 3-0 right now. You better believe that. So I think Canelo's gonna get past that fight unless Bivol hit him with something wicked where they can't deny him. But it looked like we're gonna get Canelo in Triple G3. Like I said, I'm not particularly excited about it. I'm not really excited about it. But if that's what they're giving us, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. Like I'll watch two drunk guys in the back of the bar fighting. That's just, like if it's a fight, I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? But for the people that did not hear because it came on real early in the morning, Triple G got a knife round stoppage over Ryota Murata. Action fight. Murata did good early, and Triple G turned it up basically after round 5 and showcased why he's one of the best fighters out there when he's on his game, man. And it was good to see Triple G back in the ring. He looked a little bulky up top. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna have to go watch that fight, you know. Um, watch the highlights or whatever the case may be. But he definitely looked like he put some muscle up top around his chest area, his shoulders. He looked a little more bulky. You know what I'm saying? Conrad Boxing can't wait for Stevenson Valdez. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight. That's gonna be a good fight. And people kind of down on Valdez because of what happened. But Valdez is a good fighter, man. Like Shakur's not going to be able to go in there and just do whatever he wants whenever he feels like it. Shakur's going to have to go through a process as well to put himself in winning situations offensively in that fight. Because we haven't seen Shakur get hit with the money shot. And we know Oscar Valdez has power. I know the situation that he had. You know, he had the positive test and things like that. And y'all know I'm about as hardcore as anybody when it comes down to those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But I do think Valdez is a good fighter. I think Valdez is a really good fighter, man. I can't wait for that fight as well, man. I'm favoring Stevenson, but I think Valdez is a dog. I think he a live dog in that fight, man, because we haven't seen Stevenson up against the upper echelon guys. And I know he fought Jamel Herring, but Stevenson is so much more skilled than Jamel. And Jamel don't really have a crack to really get Shakur's attention in that fight. So it's going to be real interesting to see if Valdez can hit Stevenson with a money shot and see how Stevenson responds. And people got to realize when a guy takes a shot and they survive a shot, you need to see that in the development of a fighter. Like you take Chris Colbert. Chris Colbert started taking shots in his last fight, and he made a business decision to not be combative and to not try to win that fight. You understand what I'm saying? So we need to see fighters in difficult situations to see how they handle it. So I don't look at a fighter being in a difficult situation. I'll be like, oh, he got exposed, he got this, he got that. Like, no, like he was in a fight. He had a negative situation and he survived it. And that's a lot of boxing outside of the mental aspect. Like, can you get out of dangerous situations unscathed? And that's a legit question that every fighter is going to have to answer at some point in their career, man. And that's just what it is, man. So people need to kind of embrace that. People need to kind of embrace that, man. But listen, hour 12 minutes strong. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Big shout out to the team, man. VP Shane, aka Ice Cold Shane. Big shout out to him. He should be back. Hoping next week. He'll be back on the Goodfellas podcast on a consistent basis. But follow VP Shane on Instagram at I_am Shane, the number one. Again, that is I_am Shane, the number one on Instagram. He's exclusively on Instagram. My man Boxing First Vlog, I'll probably be on with him a little later on today. Cover some fights with him. I got the day off, so we gonna rock out. And you can go follow Boxing First Vlog's YouTube channel. The link is right there. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter at Boxing First Vlog. I think on Instagram, I think it's the number one ST, then vlog, and then on Twitter is just Boxing First Vlog, or it's the other way around. But you type in Boxing First Vlog, you'll be able to find them. Good content. That's my big brother for real, man. And prayers up the Boxing First Vlog. Anybody that knows the channel, he's kind of getting some tests done, some medical tests done, and things like that. We're trying to see what kind of battle that we're in. But he in good spirits. He's good right now, and you'll see me with him a little later on. And go follow his YouTube channel, and that's Boxing First Vlog, aka the General, aka Blunt, aka Blunt Bayless, aka Mr. 1K. And I'll be with him a little later on today. So on behalf of VP Shane and Boxing First Vlog, and your boy G5 Jeff TV, aka G5, aka 5, aka the Guru. I'm going to see you a little bit later on today. We got a lot more fights to cover. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. I'll see y'all later on.